My 30 female partner, 30 male, told me about his bimbofication fetish and I feel really overwhelmed. Hi everyone. I'm 30F and my partner is 30M. We've been together for about 8 or 9 years. I've never posted on Reddit before, but this topic has been on my mind so much that I really need some outside perspective. I can't easily talk about it with friends because it's very intimate, and it also involves personal information about my partner that I don't want to share in my real life. Recently, he opened up to me about a fetish he has called bimbofication. It means he's sexually attracted to the idea of a transformation into a hyper-feminine, plastic surgery type of look, like big lips, large breasts, heavy makeup, long nails, and so on. A few years ago, I had a breast augmentation. It wasn't extreme, just a small change. It was partly something I had already thought about, because I was bullied when I was younger for having small breasts, and I've always felt self-conscious about it. But his preference and the subtle pressure from him definitely influenced me. I probably wouldn't have gone through with it on my own, and even though I'm mostly happy with the result, it also hurts to know it wasn't entirely my decision. When he told me about his fetish, he said it's not that he dislikes my body as it is, but that he is attracted to the process of transformation itself. He mentioned smaller things too, like fake lashes, nails, tan, but he also said he finds fuller lips especially attractive. I feel completely overwhelmed. I'm a very natural type of person, and I barely wear makeup. I've had fake nails before because of him, and while I didn't hate it, I was glad to stop. I've never really liked the done look of lips, and it's only recently that I even started to notice how common it has become. He told me he doesn't want to pressure me into anything, but I still feel like that already happened and that it might happen again. At the same time, I notice how quickly I start to adapt, trying to find reasons why it might actually be exciting or interesting to try this version of myself. I tell myself it could be about growth or confidence, but deep down I don't know if that's really true or if I'm just afraid of losing him, trying to please him, and betraying myself again. I don't know how to handle this. How can I figure out what I actually want, separate from what he wants? And how can I talk to him about this without it turning into guilt or pressure again? Any advice from people who've been in similar situations, or who have experience with appearance-related pressure or self-worth issues in relationships, would mean a lot. This is a lot. His kink should not come before your autonomy. Your life is more important than the degree of pleasure he feels in the 5:45 minutes it takes to ejaculate. And is it really a fetish if it's about your life, 24/7? Not to kink shame, but he should be able to explore this fetish in the bedroom and not make it about irreversibly changing your body. Like, wear heavy makeup and go full drag queen in the bedroom, if you consent, but don't actually live your life that way unless it's a life you want. If his excitement is related to the transformation process specifically, does that mean anything would ever be enough? Once the transformation was complete, would that be enough, or would the thrill be lost? Talk to a therapist. This is his fetish or kink. Fetish implies he needs it to get off. You seem unclear if you can hold your boundaries around what you want versus what he wants, and that's what I'd suggest talking to a therapist about. If you want to play into this during sex, you could dress up, get fake lips, high heels, fake nails, etc. that are all temporary and you can take off afterwards. Tell him you have a kink or fetish for men who are turned on by you, exactly as you are. If he's not that man, maybe you're not compatible. What do you think you need to figure out? You've spent the last 8 years with this person being exactly who you want to be. You prefer a more natural look on yourself and keep makeup to a minimum. Why is that not okay now just because he said he prefers another look? Don't let him cause you to doubt yourself and who you are. Be honest. Tell him you like yourself the way that you are, that you don't like fake lashes and fake nails, and that he needs to accept you for you. He is watching way too much porn. It creates fetishes you normally wouldn't have. When I stopped, also my new fetishes disappeared. He should rather stop watching porn, also for his own brain. There is a very good book about it, Your Brain on Porn. I turned 50 and I'm over it. I am 50F and I've been married to my husband 56M for 28 years. And I'm over it. I know I married young, way too young. I never had a lot of confidence as a young person, and I know now that I rushed into marriage with the first person I fell in love with. Yes, I loved him. He was funny, charming, had a cool accent, made me feel good. We hung out all the time, watched movies, tried new restaurants, went camping. We stayed in a lot too. He used to say, we are both such homebodies, such loners. Now looking back, I know I just went along with a lot of things, always going along with his opinion of a situation or a particular person, even though I might disagree. Throughout our 28 years of marriage, we have always struggled financially. That stress is like no other. I'm not a doctor, but I would have to say that my husband has depression, possibly bipolar disorder, and I think a narcissistic personality. He does have a temper, but never physically abusive. He works himself up about something, and then blows up. He has gone on anxiety medication over the years. He'll go on it for a few years, then says it makes him dopey, so he'll go off the medication, which they are hard to come off of. It makes him anxious, gives him bad dreams for months, and makes him blow up even quicker. I have always just sucked it up. The kids 23F and 20M also just suck it up. They have learned his cycles too. They just stay in their rooms out of sight. As of today, my husband has been off his medication for about 4 months. I guess our biggest marital problem besides finances is that I don't want to have sex with him. Who would when he's an asshole one day, and then super nice guy the next? He never apologizes. He will say text horrible things. I'll ignore them because if I bit back it gets worse. He'd say things like, "You must not find me attractive," or "You must be a lesbian," which would make me not want to have sex with him even more. So then that cycle would start. I'd try more, it would be fine for a while, then boom, something triggers him, and I pull away. I always get the blame though. I can never be angry. I can never tell him my opinion. He would just refuse to take about it or turn it back around to me being at fault. 2 kids later, one of each, both in their 20s now, and I'm not even sure if they even like their dad. They see the cycles and bipolar rages. When he's mad at something or stressed out, the whole family feels it. It's tiring. When I have tried to speak up or point out things, it's everyone is picking on me, or don't you come at me like that, or everyone hates me. Recently he had a blow up and stormed off, texting he was going to leave and take a train to nowhere and leave the car at the train station so I can pick it up later. He'd storm off and kids, and I would worry he'd hurt himself. We'd text and call H till he'd come home. Then the next day he'd be like nothing happened. A day or 2 later I'd bring it up and he'd blow it off and say, "I'm just stressed about money." Our third biggest issue is my snoring. We barely sleep in the same bed. I do snore and it's bad. I wake myself up sometimes. But he's also a light sleeper and winds himself up that it's not worth me even trying to sleep in the same bed. Again, it's a cycle. I would try to sleep in the same bed, and then he would kick me out and send me on the couch because he couldn't sleep, or he would go out on the couch, and then I would feel bad because it was me that was keeping him up all night. I've been to the doctors before, and I know I have a deviated septum, and I need surgery, but that's time off work and money for the surgery, so it's never gotten done. According to him, I'm ruining our marriage because I won't take care of my snoring, and that's where we are tonight. A couple months ago, I promised to make an appointment with an ENT. I did get a referral, but haven't made the appointment yet, but here's why. Almost a year ago, right before I turned 50, my mother passed away suddenly. Since then I've been taking care of, from afar, my dad and special needs sister, who both live about 7 hours away. My brother and I are driving back and forth helping them out. Me being the oldest, I'm taking care of their finances, organizing medical appointments, online groceries, and more. Last week my dad went into hospital for several days due to an infection, and I had to take off work to be there. It's exhausting. I'm still grieving my mom too. I'm working 40+ hours a week and taking care of the household, laundry, cooking, etc. So no, I'm not rushing to make an appointment to get nose surgery. And that is what the blow up tonight was about, that I'm not trying to fix our marriage because I haven't made an appointment yet, that he is forced to take on my dad and sister. I'm trying to get them to move in with us, which hasn't happened yet, but he agreed to it, that he is sleeping alone, and he's done with it, that I don't care about us. He wants to sell the house and just go out separate ways. And how do I feel about him saying that? Nothing. Just nothing. Now I understand not wanting to sleep alone, wanting to feel loved, wanting to feel wanted. I want to be loved and cherished and ravaged every once in a while. But I don't think I want it to be him. My daughter 23F just came out and asked what he was yelling about now and what triggered him. I told her. And do you know what she said? Just be nice and calm and don't bite back, and he'll be fine tomorrow. How sad is that? But it's also scary to take that leap of breaking up. Maybe I am not trying hard enough? I feel that I don't get anything out of this relationship. Maybe I don't want to try. I'm more upset at the thought of selling my house than losing my husband. Say you'll live to be 90. Would you want this for another 40 years? This comes from the 23-years-old daughter whose mom made the choice to leave her father for the very same reasons you describe. It felt like I was reading my mom's story 2 years back. Please leave him and take your kids with you while he supports them financially. I have never seen my mother thrive more than she does now. FYI, you might have sleep apnea. Have a sleep study done. You might need a CPAP. You should totally break up, as honestly, I don't know how you put up with him all those years. Get all your ducks in a row, come up with an exit strategy. Talk to a divorce lawyer. Get the courage to break up. You can still find someone else that you do want to sleep with, but you got to get a divorce going first. On financials, hopefully you have some separate savings, your own account that he does not have access to. Part of your exit plan should be how are you going to split everything. Just think there is a better man out there waiting for you to become available. If you are looking for permission to leave, you have it. If you want to stay, you can do that too, but it sounds like you deserve a chance to figure out who you are without him hobbled around your neck. Don't move your family in with this man. I'd separate and move in with them instead. Then file for divorce. Are you afraid he'll get violent if you do? Take your adult children too. While being intimate, my 19F boyfriend, 24M, did something I've told him not to. We've been dating for a few months, but this was the first time we had sex. I didn't either, have a condom, so I didn't want to continue. I've always told him we have to use protection, and if for some reason we can't, he must pull out. He was in the mood though, so in the end I said okay, fine. I didn't remind him to pull out as I thought he already knew what he had to do. So we were having sex. After a while, when he finished, he jumped out of the bed and tried to leave. I stopped him and asked him what he was doing. He said he needed to clean up. I said, clean up what? Where have you finished? He said in his hand. I didn't believe him at all, he was just acting weird. So I said, show me. Empty. At this point I'm confused as hell. I thought he hadn't been able to finish, but he assured me he had. I didn't get it at first, but then I realized he had finished inside me. He confessed he came long time ago, but didn't want to tell me. I was surprised. I'm like, I've told you many times I didn't want you to come inside, and you still went ahead and did it? Couldn't even say, hey, sorry, I couldn't pull out, do you want me to stop? He just told me he thought I noticed. I feel like he took me for a fool, I don't know. Now we're just chatting like nothing happened, but I want to talk to him about this. In the moment I didn't really say anything because I was shocked. Now I'm furious and regret not giving him shit when it happened. What do I even do to ensure he doesn't do this to me again? What do I even do to ensure he doesn't do this to me again? The most effective way to ensure someone doesn't violate sexual boundaries is not to be with them again. First off, if you don't want to be pregnant, you need to get plan B. Then break up with him. He doesn't respect you. BTW, pulling out does not work. You can get pregnant from pre-cum. Leave this creep. What he did was horrible. Since he is the one who lied to you and may have gotten you pregnant, make him buy you plan B, assuming you are in the US, so that you do not get pregnant. Let him know that he is the one who has to pay, because he is the one who did not pull out. Once he pays for it, break up with him, and you will guarantee that he doesn't do it to you again. What do I even do to ensure he doesn't do this to me again? Wearing a condom when having sex is a good starting point. He sexually assaulted you. To ensure he doesn't do it again, you report him to the police and you break up with him. Like, why is this even a question? What if you get pregnant? My 40F, husband 40F, asked my boss for a favor behind my back. My 40F, husband 40M, and I have been married for 10 years. Throughout our relationship, I have communicated that I don't like him asking my friends and family for favors without checking in with me first. This has been a reoccurring request because he doesn't understand the boundary. He threw me a surprise birthday party when we started dating, and I told him afterward I was uncomfortable with him reaching out to my friends and asking them to come into the city without my knowledge. I am uncomfortable asking people for favors, and I do it carefully. I thought we had settled that, but it keeps happening. A few years later, he sent out a political fundraising email to all my friends asking them to support a candidate. Again, I asked him, please check in with me first. You get the picture. Today my husband presented me with my birthday present, a framed letter from my boss, a very busy guy with an important job, praising my work on a recent work project. He went behind my back and asked my boss, who he doesn't know, for a letter I could hang on my wall. I am so angry. I feel like this violated my repeatedly expressed discomfort, but even worse because he interfered in a professional relationship, and for a trifling and vain request? I am so humiliated. He thinks I am overreacting? Am I? What a weird fucking gift. I would be angry about the political fundraiser. I'd be a little off-put, but would get over the birthday thing. But the boss thing? I would be irate. Irate. Because what he just told your boss, a very busy man, is that you need validation from your superiors to hang in your house. I would be irate. Like, my husband and I don't fight discussions, occasionally disagreements here and there, but this would be a fight. The disrespect is wild. No, you have every reason to be pissed. If my wife went behind my back to ask a boss she never met to do something like that, I would be fucking livid. No, you're not overreacting, and he keeps doing it because it's seemingly no consequence. You are not overreacting. No, you're not overreacting. How does he not see that contacting your boss for that is weird and inappropriate? A good job letter from your boss framed is weird. The reason he keeps doing it because there is no consequences for his actions.